Let's keep it going. First things first, the lottery, in which we are not involved for the very first time. The Los Angeles Kings win. The Columbus Blue Jackets have the third pick, courtesy of the Florida Panthers. We'll see what we can do. Retired players. Has Zuccarello gone? He has. While he agreed to a new contract, Matt Zuccarello has retired and will not be back next season. Claude Giroux is also gone. Mark Stone, a few others, including Alex Killorn. That really sucks to lose Zook. He was still a very, very useful player. Would have been great to have him on this team for next year. We're taking the best offer for those two. Or if the offers aren't good enough, you're going to hold on. I mean, I can hold on a little bit longer because they're RFAs. So we'll see what the offers are. Defensively, Petro's gone. Tyson Barrie. Braden McNabb retires. And for goalies, Markstrom, Jones, Grubauer, Ranta, Kincaid, Subban, Louis Domingue. I'll check our full retirements. Well, Jake, you didn't get your wish. Both Haula and Zuccarello retired. Jake, you put it out there saying you hope we don't lose them, and of course we lost both. I'm almost going to blame you for that. Troy Grosnick also retired. No staff members out of that entire class, though. So to the draft we go. The LA Kings want to trade the first overall pick. We have to be in on that. There's nothing we have that they want. Nobody else in the top 5 wants to move. But we can still ask. Anaheim. Can't do it. That would cripple our defensive prospects. Columbus. Everyone wants Rawlings, and I don't blame them. And then San Jose. I can get rid of Tan, but I can't get rid of Fane. I just can't do it. Like, we need Fane and we need Tan on this team. So there's no real way for us to trade into the top 5. Doesn't look like there's a franchise player anyway. By the way, what a logo for the Straubing Tigers. X Factor, Nathaniel Connor. Unconfirmed third eye. Jesus Berard has confirmed no contest. Jordan Fata, unconfirmed close quarters. Russ Bowie. 2 unconfirmed abilities. Sean Rasmussen, unconfirmed abilities. It's not looking great here. At least on the X Factor front. Charles Pollock. Unconfirmed abilities, but man, he could be worth it. Teemu Ludman. Stutzel. Oleg Safronov. Unconfirmed NHL ready. First round looks really hit or miss. It looks really hit or miss. Do we have anybody that is listed as NHL ready? No, we don't. Outside of Berard at number 9. Confirmed no contest. Kings are about to make that first overall pick. I mean, it's either Charles Pollock at 25 or the guy at the top of the board, the Safronov, too. A double swing for Pollock and Safronov at 25 and 29 would be pretty good. Kings take Menard. We said 25 and 29. We have the 18th, so I can't get both of them. All right. At least we kind of know the area where picks might be for us. Tan. Can I get anything for you? Ryan Strome and Trevor Moore. Trevor Moore's deal is up. Damon Severson's terrible contract. Savish Tranheim. And Joel Farabee. Farabee's deal is up. So, I mean, Sanheim wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's a lot of expiring deals. That, Tanner Dickinson, Chris Kreider's expiring deal, and a third. That's not too bad. Tom Wilson, Brendan Brisson, and a third. Troy Terry. I mean, Wilson and Brisson are both coming off of big-time deals. Kreider's got to be older than Tom Wilson at this point, but I feel like Kreider could still put up points. It'd be a third-round pick for next year. Or we randomly get Troy Terry. I mean, Terry's 30. He barely played this year for Washington, but has never been a big point producer. So he's not the answer for us. But it makes sense to get rid of this goalie. He's never going to develop. Make the most of his value. At this point, the idea of like, have the trade make sense for the AI. Fuck them. They're the ones dumb enough to offer it. I can't help but think the Wilson and Brisson deal could be worth it if they're willing to sign. The problem is they might not be willing to sign, and we might be trading this goalie for nothing, a third. Wilson's actually 34 at this point. Brisson, I don't believe he has that X factor as a second liner. That's tough, man. That's tough. We might have to package Tan with someone else. Defensively, Gostisbehere did re-sign, so I don't know why his value is dirt cheap, but he's not going anywhere. Rawlings obviously doesn't go anywhere. And from there, I mean, yeah, it's pretty barren. It's pretty barren. Even this Richards guy, 6th and a 7th next year. Kasperi Kapanen's contract. Ducks send out Balej. Even this Richards guy, who might be half decent, but 6th and 7th next year. Kasperi Kapanen's contract. 4th round pick in Joel Farabee's expiring contract. I mean, that could be worth it just to negotiate with Farabee or Brisson. Dylan Strome, Cole Lind, some dude named Arkhipov. I don't know how good Farabee's been. I think we got to take that deal from Philadelphia just for the fact it's a 4th round pick next year, and then we can negotiate with Joel Farabee. So we are going to take that. I do need to explore a Schuster move just to see what's out there. Are there any deals we can take? Pontus Holmberg in a 4th. Yeah. Damon Severson, they really want to get rid of Damon Severson's contract. 2nd round pick from Montreal, but a 3rd that could count as trading up into this draft. So 2/3 in the Sharks, 2nd, a 4th in Kreider. Well, there's that other trade. Tom Wilson, a 4th, and Brisson. I do think Schuster will be decent, but I don't think he'll be amazing. 2nd and a 3rd round pick next year from Winnipeg. That's pretty much got to be a done deal. I think it has to be. Again, not that Schustrom's bad, man, but he's only a 75 at 21 years old. He's going to cap out low 80s. We're going to flip Schustrom to Winnipeg. That extra trade value from the X Factor that he got helped a lot. But we got to maximize values right now and do what we can. On the wing, Luke Evangelista is on the way out. There is significant interest for him. What if we pair him with Tan? Doesn't work. So just outright Luke Evangelista because I'm not going to pay him. 1st and a 2nd from the Bruins at 23rd overall as well. 1st and a 2nd from the Bruins, and that could be our trade up. Would be pretty good. Yeah, I know. I'm aware that it was the 23rd. Dalmont, a second and a third. I might have to look at that guy. 2 seconds of Volpati. The first rounder might just be too much to give up. 22nd overall, a Teepoff and a third. How does that compare? 23rd and 55. Boston's still better. LJ Mooney in a second next year. That's not bad. We go talk to the Sharks one more time, see if they've changed their mind about just how much they want. They have not. They have not. The 5th was Calgary. 6th pick is available, but I don't think there'll be another medium elite. So really quickly, Calgary. Not happening. Not happening. No top 5 pick for us. So back to Evangelista. Get Schustrom back. Second and the 4th. 17th overall pick and a 4th. 17th of the 23rd. We could get a first for either of those two guys that we like, which is nice. Okay. Well, obviously, we're going to take the draft pick. So Luke Evangelista is about to help us a lot. A lot. Montreal would only be interesting if someone didn't go off the board early. So Berard would be out. We have the 18th pick. So theoretically, we'd miss out. We'd miss out by 1 for Pollock. And then you trade for like the 29th or something to end up with Safronov. I don't know if I have a way to land Pollock. I'm not taking the Italian. He's fucking trash. He doesn't have an X factor. He's 2 years away from being in the NHL. That is not worth a 6th overall pick at all. Not at all. It was Berard at 9 as a power forward. What about Chicago? At least have to do our due diligence here. First next year in Ulanoff, absolutely not. Okay. So I'm not going to trade Evangelista quite yet. Joakim Kamel has to go. Arlamoff in a third this year. Third and a 4th next year from Calgary. Sounds pretty good to me, so we don't end up with too many picks this year. That Volpati guy on Dallas. Yeah, 3rd and the 4th. Calgary sounds pretty nice. Obviously, there's a lot of these prospects where we just don't quite know. We gotta have the San Jose pick go through, and then we gotta do a little bit of recon here. There goes Ledeen. So what we gotta do really quickly is we keep getting offered the same prospects. Wow, Philip Forsberg is out there. Kapanen's a depth forward. Jesus. What we have to do is find out if any of these guys are half decent. That is the big thing right now. Peyton Krebs is out there. Doesn't put up points like a top guy. Dylan Cousins is out there, and I know Buffalo was bad this year, but even he hasn't been putting up points like a top guy. Huberdeau, I mean, Huberdeau and Mangiapane wouldn't be the worst to try and go for just to improve this team. We could do that. So they actually put up points. Carolina's shopping Natchez, Svechnikov, Eichel, Drury. Jesus. So, I mean, Carolina moving Natchez, Svechnikov, and Eichel. That's not bad. Chicago still looking to move this Emanen guy. I don't know why. 4th overall pick in 2024. He hasn't proven to be a crazy point producer. We need to see if we can be in on that guy right now. Right now. Above all else, the fact he's still out there. Again, their price was too high at the deadline, but maybe it's gone down. Fuck. It would take the 18th overall pick. Coco with the raid. You'll love to see it. Arvidsson can be dealt, but it would take Rawlings or it would take Fane in a 3rd. Coco, how'd the stream go, buddy? I mean, that's moving probably a medium elite for a medium elite either way. Plus the 8. I just don't think it's worth it. NCAA and WWE, not bad. Not bad. Welcome, everybody from Coco's, by the way. This is a franchise mode where chat tries to ruin my life. They've been very good at it. Have no fear. Line and Goodrow are both still decent. We did make the playoffs for the very first time and got swept by Colorado. So there are some players here that are worth going after, which I'm happy about. As Calgary makes their pick, yeah. So see, none of the medium elites fell to Montreal at 6. So right now, what we're doing is taking a look. I would say succeeds for the moment, Meals. I mean, we did make the playoffs. Minor league scoring forward. LJ Mooney's only 21, so like Brustowitz, Mooney could be decent options to pick up. They're on the cusp of breaking through. Wozniak is in that same category for the Rangers. Would be decent to pick up. Bunch of 3rd liners. Sanheim's not very good anymore. Granlund's a depth forward. Hensler's to minor league top 4. That's a bit too low. Kreider, Dewar. A lot of depth forwards. Dickinson's 26 at this point. Emberson's 28. Toronto moving Zetterberg, but he's 22. He's a little bit weaker than guys like Mooney and Wozniak. And then more 2nd liners. Vegas moving Lindholm, Brisson, and Larkin. Washington still moving Troy Terry. And then, yeah, Winnipeg with Schustrom that we just gave up. Okay, so really quickly. To just take a look. Huberdeau. On average, has been about a 50-point guy. That is horrifying. Mangiapane, on average, as well, is about a 50-point player. That is weaker than I thought it was going to be. Natchez is really about a 40-point player on average. At least in this so far. Svechnikov. What would I have to do to have you draft the Italian? Give me a bunch of money. Svechnikov's been weird. Svechnikov has been very weird. I got a wedding coming up. Give me a bunch of money. I'd say Svech has been about like a 60-ish point guy on average. And then Eichel is apparently a 2nd liner again. His scoring has been abysmal. Jesus. All right, Montreal's about to make their pick. What classifies a bunch? I'll let you know when I see it. I'm not going to name my price, you stupid. I'm not. There we go. Ashton's off the board, so don't even worry about it. Too late to draft the Italian. Leave me alone. Johnny Gaudreau. All right. Johnny's been... Man, I think the double sweep. Gaudreau and Line. It's a lot of money. Oh, my God. Yeah. It's a lot of money to take on. But if we were going to go for established players, they are it. They are 100% it. Larkin hasn't been that great. Lindholm. Yeah, no, I mean, if we're going for established players, It is that Columbus sweep. And honestly, it's probably a move for Troy Terry, because for whatever reason, they haven't been playing Troy Terry that much. I mean, Lindholm and Larkin's values in the goddamn toilet. Can I afford them both with the buyout? I don't know. That I don't know. But we do have our targets. So back to Columbus. Laine, Goodrow. Well, I can't do that because Juuse Saros is involved. I'd rather take Laine over Goodrow because he's younger. They want Saros for Laine. I can't do it. What about Goodrow? They're desperate for a goalie. I can't trade my 2019 next year. It's too risky. Callum Ritchie in a second for Johnny Gaudreau. I can't do it. Gaudreau's 34. I can't do it. Yeah, so right now those deals aren't going through. Not with Gaudreau at 34. That's just too much. What about Andrei Svechnikov? Too expensive again. The discount deal is Troy Terry, who Washington has apparently just tried to throw in the trash. Svechnikov in a fifth isn't the worst. We got to get rid of Kamel anyway, but giving up Wood isn't the brightest idea. I mean, he is 23 and didn't really have the biggest impression at the NHL level this past season, but as much as I want Troy Terry, I don't really see how that's going to happen either. So, yeah, in terms of big money pickups, it's not looking too good. In terms of big money pickups, it's not looking too good at all. But that does mean, whoops, I was going to look at Dallas, but pretty much it does mean we can just go to our own team. Again, we know we can move Evangelista on his own. Boston's offering the 23rd. Again, we have the 18th. Not worth trading up for Berard based on what they wanted. We have the 18th pick. The first guy I want is at 25. And then there's 29 with Safronov. I need to see if someone goes off the board so Pollock's available to me at the 18th pick. So Vegas will just sim to it. Did someone go off the board so that he's available? No, they did not. Unless I can sort by scout rank. Fuck. All right. I'm one short of being able to get who I wanted, which is Charles Pollock, which means I'm going to have to choose between Pollock and Safronov in round one, which means we are very likely trading down from this position. That'll be our one trade down, or we can package this with somebody else. We already kind of know we can get another first for Evangelista, so that's fine. We know Macklin's got to go, but right now there's no offers for him. We could try to send out Braden Point. Point would land us Mooney in a second. Mooney was one of the prospects we were really looking at as worth getting him. You know, it would be worth to get him. I think I'm going to take that. I mean, Braden Point was good for us, but with how much we're tearing down, it is probably worth sending Braden Point to a better team than what we're going to be so he can try and win again, because he's not going to win here. So we are going to send... I'm going to double check what Mooney's been doing from a point production standpoint. He had a very good season in the AHL. LA's worse than you, but they won't be with Point on the team. Point is only 32. Maybe we don't trade Braden Point. Mooney's not bad. Maybe we don't. Question, if we package Braden Point with the first, nothing. It's Richie the Svechkov. I think I'm going to have to shop that first on its own. Unless I can use it with Joachim Kamel. Which I can. Huberdeau a third and a fourth. Andrew Mangiapane. Bushnevich and 2 picks, 2 seconds. Fuck. Frank, what's up? We made the playoffs, but got swept by Colorado in round 1. Holmberg, Bertuzzi in a third. Giroux, Sherry, they're both on expiring deals. Huberdeau, Strome, Eichel in a fourth. Bushnevich in a fifth. Larkin, Brisson, and VC. Terry, Strome on an expiring deal in a third. And Barabanov on an expiring deal. Fuck. There's really not a great return here for this pick. I have to package this pick with something else to get a better return. And again, it won't work with Evangelista. Can I use it with Ulanov? Giroux and 2/3. You drunk? Hey, Philip Forsberg. I know he's 34, but this is more worth it than the other one. The 18th overall pick, because there's nobody good to take right now, and a prospect who probably won't make it. That's how we get Johnny Gaudreau. That works. That works. Again, there's no one for us to take with this pick anyway. We'll be able to trade back up into the first round. We're going to send this pick to Columbus. And we're going to take on Johnny Gaudreau. And that definitely means we're keeping Braden Point so that he and Gaudreau can work together next season. So that is a done deal. Johnny Gaudreau, welcome to Nashville. That worked out perfectly. Could not have asked for that trade to work out better. Braden Point definitely stays. Macklin is still going if I can find a suitor. Worst case, he ends up getting offer sheeted and we say, fuck off, goodbye. That's the hope. That's the hope. Joachim Kamel, you still have to go. Can I pair you with that goalie in tan? Huberdeau. AJ, 53 months. Thank you for it. Appreciate you. That could be how we land Troy Terry. Again, the Caps are trying to get rid of Troy Terry. It's 2 picks, though. Fuck, I just noticed. What if I add one more thing so they take out a pick? Is there one more thing I can do to this deal to make it that much more enticing? Oh, Kalen Lind. He's had plenty of chances. Nothing found. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we get a first round pick. What about like a 7th? No. Why are we getting rid of Mac? Because he's terrible and he wants way too much money. Stop offering me multiple picks. Fuck. Come on. I'm falling away from the Terry deal. I thought for sure there'd be a good way to land Troy Terry here without them offering me 2 picks in the deal. Again, it's a rule to make trading more difficult. You might call it more tedious. You're not inherently wrong. What if I just try to use Tan to get Terry and tell Kamel to fuck off? There's got to be somebody else we can throw in here. Kavanagh. No? What about Kulanumi? No. Fuck. There's got to be someone with a bit more value than Trade Finder on Terry to see what they want. The problem is I know what they want. That's why we got to get creative. Yeah, Tan and someone else isn't working. Took 2 picks earlier. Did I? What, in the Gaudreau trade, maybe? When? I mean, I'm sure it's bound to happen as a mistake, but for the most part, if I notice, then it's fine. Did I take 2 picks for Goodrow? I thought that was 1. Troy Terry. 2nd and a 3rd for I don't know who. Well, I don't believe you then. I do, but I don't. Can't trade Goss to spare. Schuster, I think. Yeah, that would make sense. Maybe I did. Yeah, maybe you're right. Trade with Boston was for 2 picks. Who the hell did we send to Boston? Not that it's a big deal. I mean, it is what it is. But a 2nd and a 3rd next year for Troy Terry. Given the amount of picks I have next year, I think I'm going to take that. It does really limit what we'd be able to do offer sheet-wise if that were to be an option. But I think we have to do this just to make a push. Again, they haven't been playing Troy Terry. It's been a morale crisis. But again, he's only been like a 40 to 50 point player. I'm going to keep those picks. All right, I'm going to stop going after Troy Terry, actually. Okay, we got to find the Evangelista trade that gets us back. We got to decide actually what defenseman we really want to risk it for. Now that we've landed Johnny Gaudreau. It is either Charles Pollock, 1 year out, unconfirmed 1 year out, Chara comparison, unconfirmed abilities, or it is the right D Oleg Safronov. Unconfirmed NHL ready, it's got to be Safronov. We do have too many DFDs, but beggars can't be choosers based on what's available. Although, early 2nd round is officially worth looking at. Yeah, Baxman's not that great. What about Gordy McIntyre? Nope. And we also have Aaron Ekblad, who's putting up 30 goals a year. So, all right, yeah. Even in the 2nd round, this is looking pretty dire. Yeah. This might not be a great draft. All right, we'll sim the Columbus pick. They took that Rasmussen guy, who, again, our scout said he didn't look very good. So Safronov was pick number 29. Yes. He might go 28th. I have to hope that he doesn't. If he does, there was that other guy. So we're going to talk to Ottawa and see what's up. Toronto at 28. Okay. Vancouver and Washington. Tan, a 5th and a 6th. If I do that, that's really gonna limit what I can get, though. Fucking net. It's really gonna limit what I can get for Evangelista, but it does help me get rid of Tan. I can't do that Boston trade. You're right. It is 2 picks. Brewsterwitz in a 2nd. Would technically be trading up. Mooney in a 2nd next year for Evangelista might be the play. It might go back to Mooney. Might be Mooney. All right. We got our first trade. Luke Evangelista is going to the Los Angeles Kings for, I think it's LJ Mooney and Boston's second-round pick next year, because I am not paying Luke Evangelista 6, 5, 6, even 7 million. Who the fuck knows what he's going to ask for at the end of this. So, yeah, Luke Evangelista goes to the Kings. From there, we go back to Vancouver at 27. Anaheim's probably going to blow up this trade. But we do Tan for a 5th and a 6th as our one trade up. We get the 27th pick. And I got to go fucking fast here before someone fucks this up for me. We take Safronov. There we go. Jesus. Okay, we did it. Whew. All right, so Pollock went to St. Louis, but we do land Safronov at 27. Our scouts seem to think he is very likely to be NHL ready. We've used our trade up. We've used our trade down. And that leaves us with 4 picks left. 2 in the 3rd, a 4th, and a 7th. I was very concerned you guys would be up to shenanigans. The second I realized I had to trade for a pick ahead of where it was on the board, I was quite concerned. All right, so there is that defenseman. So unless we get another pick, we won't be able to draft one of everybody, but that's okay. It's not a rule that I have to. It's just the guideline if I do. So Safronov as the right D. Thank God. The good news is the rest of this draft isn't looking that strong anyway, so not having a second-round pick isn't devastating at all. We do have 2 out of 3 picks in the 3rd round there. So we got rid of Tan. We made the most of his value. The defense, I mean, we kept Goss to spare. We have Fane. Rawlings will be there, so really we just need 2 defensemen to step up for this team next year, and Safronov might be one of them. Joakim Kamel still has to go. He's just not... He's not it. Is there going to be one with a familiar name that I have been scouting out? It would be amazing if that were the case. New York Rangers are the last kind of team that I have that hope for, and they're not there for me. So I got to try to pair Kamel with somebody else. We also retained Victor Arvidsson, which is great. Acquired Johnny Gaudreau. I mean, we've done pretty well for ourselves here. Values looking like we randomly have Joel Farabee. I forgot about that. Can I pair Kalen Lind? No. Can I pair Burke? No. All right. Kamel, it's just going to have to be something like that. Varlamov in a 3rd next year. It's just gonna have to be some nonsense like that. 3rd and the 4th next year from Calgary. Done deal. Oh, shit, I wasn't supposed to do that. That's right, it's 2 picks. That's how easy it happens. I'll send back the 4th for nothing. And it'll just be a 3rd. But yeah, I'll give Calgary their pick back for nothing. It's just, you got to figure, like any other time. Shout out to Monsterful for the follow. You got to figure, it's just, it goes against every instinct of normally playing franchise mode with trading, you know? It just goes completely against it. So it's just muscle memory at that point. But yeah, I will send Calgary their pick back. Winnipeg can suck it. I'm not sending them their pick back. But, because I caught myself on that one. It's Calgary's 4th next year, and we'll swap our 7th and give them back their 4th. There we go. So, 3rd round pick for Joakim Kamel is still fine. He is not going to get it done on this team anyway. And with that, I mean, Kamela's gone. Olsen went at the deadline. The big name left is Macklin. And maybe Fedor Svechkov. I mean, I don't think Svechkov will have as high a value as he does now. We have to at least explore it. Can't trade up again into the 1st round. We already did once. Brustowitz was my brain went too fast for my mouth. was somebody on the short list as a prospect that would be worth picking up. So if we wanted to move on from Svechkov, that would be the way to do it. And given how many centers we have, I mean, Point, Ritchie, Mooney, Wood, Garlock, Lind will be here. Burke will still be here. I think it is probably worth moving him. I mean, he did have 43 points last year, though. He's a 40-point guy. Is it worth moving him for a defensive prospect and a draft pick is the question. I don't remember if he was a UFA. But needless to say, Brustowitz as another defensive prospect would be pretty nice. I think we got to move Svechkov. At best, he's a third-line center for us, and it's more valuable to get that second-round pick next year and bring on Brustowitz. So we're going to take that deal with the Dallas Stars. So we said there would be some wheeling and dealing here. There has been, and we're still not even done with this draft.